What's going on, my wonderful New Orleans sports family? As always, I'm your boy. As you know, the New Orleans Saints has made one big mega move this very day. In fact, it may be a move that has won the Saints the free agents. And they have signed quarterback Derek Carr to a 4-year deal. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 4 years, $150 million, $100 million guaranteed, which I feel like it's a plus for us. And out of that $100 million guaranteed, he has already received $60 million as a signing bonus. So the Saints are in a very good position at this very moment. Now, I know many people out there do not like this move. They don't like the fact that the Saints are moving on from Jameis Winston. They're going with another quarterback, especially one that is older. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're all not working in the front office, and we damn sure can't tell the New Orleans Saints organization how to run it. They're always going to do the things they feel is right for the organization. Sure, as fans, we may have a different opinion or a different perspective on it all, but when it all comes down to it, this football team or any football team is always going to do whatever it is they want to do. At this very moment, they feel as if Jameis Winston just was not the quarterback that they needed, and they went elsewhere. In fact, they went with a more seasoned quarterback, one that do not turn the ball over as much, as I have pointed out many times on my channel. Right, when it comes down to our boy Jameis, he turns the ball over. Hold on for a second, you guys. I have to do a little bit of researching right here. Want to see something here. Want to see what we got going on here. All right. Want to see what we got going on. Yeah, but when it comes down to the New Orleans Saints, man, I think this is pretty good for the organization. I know they get this camera together, you guys. Yeah, I know a lot of people out there may very well feel like it's not, but I think it's a good. I think it's a good. I believe that the New Orleans Saints has done the right choice by going with quarterback Derek Carr. Now, many people will say that Derek Carr hasn't won anything. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I would say, even though he has had a slew of wide receivers, he hasn't had everything that the Saints have. Right? Like many people need to understand that the Saints got wide receivers. If Alvin Kamara can get his shit together, they'll have a running back. They got tight ends. Right? We gonna stack at this very moment. That's all we needed was a quarterback to try to get us over the hump. Now, let's talk about the NFC South for a second here, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of people don't like this move, but they don't seem to understand that we have the best quarterback in the South at this very moment. Right now, the starting quarterback lineup is expected to be in this order in the NFC South. Derek Carr with the New Orleans Saints, Matt Corral, I don't know who the hell that is, with the Panthers, Desmond Ritter with the Falcons, and Kyle Trask with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So right now, the Saints are looking to have the best quarterback in their division. Even though I would say if you bought Andy Dalton back or Jameis Winston, you still got the best quarterback in the division. But Derek Carr has a significant advantage over all these quarterbacks that I had just named. So right now, we're looking good. We are looking phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen. Many people out there may not agree with it, but the New Orleans Saints, they doing anything. They doing anything. And let's get into the contract. Let me get over here. All right, this is according to CBS and CBS Sports. Saints signed a Derek Carr. The deal worth reportedly $150 million over 4 years, including $100 million in total guarantee. Now, people are going to say overpriced, but in reality, when it comes down to these contracts and stuff, they work kind of funny because in this contract, This dude has gotten 60 million of that 100 already at signing, right? So now he's just really got 40 million to go over the term of 4 years. So however you break it down to how they translate it onto the contract and onto the salary, it really and truly isn't as much as you would say per year. You know what I mean? That's just plain and simple. However, when you look at the quarterback market, if we're gonna pay the guy $30 million a year, maybe it's about time we do so. Right? I mean, like when it comes down to the quarterback position, the Saints have been saving money since Drew Brees first restructured back in 2011 at the quarterback position. Matter of fact, I think it was 2012 when Drew restructured. And Drew restructured again to allow the Saints to be able to sign someone. Yeah, I know Derek Carr getting all that money pretty much makes it difficult to sign more people. But at the same time, it's about time our organization go all in with a quarterback. I mean, come on, guys. It's time. It's time. It's time to do some things differently. Think about that for a second. Drew Brees was absolutely the greatest quarterback ever to put on a Saints uniform, right? Bobby Bell, yeah, he's a legend, right? Those guys are a legend. Manning, legends, right? These are legends. Even Evan Brooks, legend. You can even call Jeff Blake and Jake DeLong legend. But none of them compare to Drew Brees at all. None of them compare to Drew Brees. So for years, you have been trying to get a quarterback to get on Drew Brees' level. And I mean about the last 2 years, not years on years, but the last 2 years, you have been looking for that. I think Derek Carr can give us that. Not so much of 100% of what Drew Brees has given us, but I feel like as long as Derek Carr can give us 90% of what Drew Brees has given us, and also have the ability to go down the field a little farther, we can win some games. Now, my uncle, he doesn't like this signing. He feels as if we should have went after Lamar Jackson, but we don't know what Lamar Jackson is going to do at this very moment. The Raiders still can franchise tag the guy, ladies and gentlemen. That's something that people really and truly needs to understand. Lamar Jackson isn't out there on the market just yet. When you got a quarterback that you feel is going to take you to the next level, you need to pull the trigger quick because other teams are willing to do so as well. Now, people reported that Derek Carr had the Jets as his front runners. Bullshit. Clearly, it was the Saints, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when it comes down to the NFC South, looking at the quarterbacks in our division, I believe we could sweep our division. Now, my uncle, he doesn't like this quarterback signing. Let me get back to that. And he said, well, we could beat everybody in our division. And what else? I said, look, you win all the games in your division and you pull another six games out of your schedule. Now you're 12-5. And most likely you're going to win this division next year. In fact, I think that you're going to win this division multiple times as long as you have Derek Carr, he stays healthy. And also the receivers have to catch the damn ball. He also got to be able to run the ball. He also got to be able to stop the run. You also got to be able to stop the deep pass. There's a lot of things that you got to be able to do in this game when it comes down to our New Orleans Saints. But I do feel like Derek Carr gives us the best chance to win at this very moment. Even over Andy Dalton, even over Jameis Winston, I think that Derek Carr gives us the best shot at winning at this very moment. In fact, with Derek Carr behind the helm at quarterback, the New Orleans Saints should very well, right, be one of the top scoring offenses in the league. They should be averaging somewhere like 28 points, 4 touchdowns a game. Derek Carr should give us something like 30 touchdowns this year coming. I don't know what it's going to look like as far as the interception ratio go, but with these kind of quarterbacks with the arm talent, a lot of times the interceptions they'll go up, but these guys tend to win games. Comeback wins, could throw 2 or 3 interceptions a game and still win the game. This is the kind of quarterback that the Saints has been lacking, and we finally got it. We finally got it. I know many people out there upset about Jameis Winston, but hey, that ship has sailed, and that shit is what it is. Unfortunately, casualties will happen, and Jameis will definitely be a casualty. Come, I believe, what June? Yeah, June. I think it's June the 1st. He's gonna definitely get cut. It's sad news, but hey, it is what it is. Hopefully, he finds another team that's gonna appreciate him. As for Andy Dalton, he was already old. I did like Andy Dalton at the quarterback position. I wouldn't mind if they bring Andy Dalton back to back up Derek Carr. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like if they move on from Andy, I wouldn't be mad neither, but I will be highly excited to know that two veteran quarterbacks have owned this roster rather than a veteran like Derek Carr and a rookie that's he come off the practice squad or something. You know, I would rather Andy Dalton back him up because Jameis definitely is not backing up Derek Carr because he's going to want too much money to back him up. You can pretty much sign Andy Dalton to another 1 year contract and try to pay the guy two, three, four, $5 million. So I think that would be the route to go. You keep Andy Dalton on his roster so he can pretty much talk to Derek Carr on a daily basis about helping him learn the offense. You know, I think that would be very nice. Now I know many people out there feel as if Dennis Allen is reliving his Las Vegas Raiders. I think no, it was the Los Angeles Raiders back then. He's reliving his Los Angeles Raiders days because he's bringing in old staff. He's bringing in the old quarterback that he drafted. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Something's got to happen, ladies and gentlemen. As an organization, you have to try something. We have missed the playoffs for the last 2 years. You can't keep doing things the way that you've been doing. You got to try something different. You got to try something different. Okay, we got Raider Shep up in here say, I'm a Raider fan, but my brother-in-law is a diehard Saints fan. And I don't know why y'all decided dude is a bum, LOL. But let's see what he does now that he actually has a defense. Exactly. Exactly. He actually has a defense now. And in fact, don't get me wrong, the Raiders have some good wide receivers. But check this out. Do the Raiders have a Michael Thomas? Even though they got a Devontae Adams, just let me go. Do they have a Michael Thomas? Right. Do they have a Rashid Shaheed? Right. What's the other guy named? The guy who got over 1,000 yards. The other wide receiver. I forget his name. The young guy, Chris Olave. Do they have a Chris Olave? Right. Do they have an Alvin Kamara? Right. Do they have an Adam Troutman? Right. Think about, do they have a Taysom Hill? Do they have that over there in Las Vegas? Do they have a Taysom Hill in Las Vegas? I don't think so. So right now, Derek Carr is with even more talent than he had in Las Vegas because now he has more deep offensive weapons and he also has a defense that can actually play some defense when it's crunch time. So I think that he's going to turn this whole notion that he's a bum all the way around. If he can win the Saints 12 games or even 11 and bring them to the playoffs and win a playoff game, you don't even have to win the Super Bowl this first year because you need to get some things kind of going and get on the same page. But if he can get the Saints a winning season, win this division, win a playoff game, get themselves 11 to 12 wins, I think the notion that many people call him a bum would change. You know, it would definitely change. Although I would say, I'm hoping that Derek Carr can actually get us there. You know, I mean, that's what I'm hoping. I'm a Saints fan. You know how it is when you're a football fan, readership. You know, you gotta hope that whatever decision your team has made can get you to the Super Bowl, and that's it. You know, that's just the luck of the draw when it comes down to this football. And as you know, teams makes mistakes all the time, right? Like many people feel like the Saints made a mistake when they traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson. However, it might work out for him in the future because CJ don't have a damn Super Bowl ring. And not to mention, I believe he's about to be a free agent after this year, so they probably can get him back, just like they did Malcolm Jenkins. It might be one of those situations. You just never know. I don't feel like they lost in that trade. In fact, they don't seem to have lost in any trades as of late. How many Saints has gotten traded and actually won a Super Bowl? Even Trey Henderson, I think that's how you say his name. He don't have it. Eli Apple, he don't have it. You know, none of them guys got it. None of them guys got it. So right now, if you ask me, the Saints have not lost any trade or free agent that they have released. And they definitely is not going to lose with Marcus Davenport. It'll be a blessing to get off Marcus Davenport because I was upset when they even drafted him. I'm so happy they're going to go away from him. That's why I believe either in the first round with this Sean Payton trade picks, they're going to either get a running back or a defensive end. Most likely it's going to be a defensive end because you have to understand Cameron Jordan is also getting old. You can easily pick up a running back, but it's hard to pick up one of them top defensive ends, right? So I think that that's where the Saints are going at in this next year's draft. All right, we got R4L Germany Right. Grace from Germany. Now you have solid quarterback. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you. I do feel like he's gonna be a solid run. He's gonna get a Saints a solid run. R4L, he's gonna give it to us. And did you guys hear about the Saints that's up in the quarterback that's in the division? I'm pretty sure Ryder Chef had saw it, but I mean Desmond Ryder, I mean Kyle Trask, Matt Corral. I think the Saints they could come up with some victories out of the division and also in the rest of the NFL. And their schedule should not be as tough as it once was. So we should be good. We should be good. I like this. I like this. You know, they got many Saints fans out there. They're highly upset. Oh, he's going to be overpaid and such and such. Not me. Not me. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, especially if it's going to translate to wins. I'm okay with it. I'm totally fine with it. Many people out there are not gonna like it, but I'm fine with it. I know most of those people they are upset about the Jameis Winston situation, but hey, like I said, it is what it is. I like that Andy Dalton. I'm not upset that Andy Dalton most likely would not be in the same uniform next year. I'm not upset. I like the signing. I like Derek Carr as a quarterback. Shit, I remember his first year playing for the Raiders. He came down here in the Superdome and whooped our ass. Like he scored 37 points on the Saints that game. And I believe that was his first or second game of his whole entire career. You know, he whooped our ass with Drew Brees behind the helm. So I know for a fact the guy has a seal. He can get you some wins. And that's just plain and simple. Now the Saints are gonna have to do a good job at protecting him, you know, in that pocket. And hopefully Derek Carr can also bring some self-awareness himself in that pocket because that what made Drew Brees so great. Drew Brees rarely touched the ground. I believe they had a year once before where Drew Brees had only took like 12 sacks or some shit. It was insane. Right. And a lot of that had to do with the offensive line, but most of it had to do with Drew Brees' footwork. He could feel the pressure. He moved in the pocket. He moved around. He shook his hips. You know, he danced in the pocket a little bit as far as awareness goes. You know, he was doing that. And hey, he took the least sacks for any quarterback that year. I remember that. So we need a veteran quarterback that's also going to know how to do that. I know they got a lot of people out there who feel as if they want a mobile quarterback. Gotta understand, Derek Carr isn't as mobile as Lamar Jackson, but or Jalen Hurts, but he can move. He can move. He don't always sit like a sitting duck. Yeah, the pocket breakdown, he would run up the middle of the field, run around. He can move. He can move. He can move. All right, R4L say Carr played 2 times a season, Chargers and KC. That's hard, but Raiders screw it up again and treat him like shit. Right, right. See, the Raiders needed to understand in the division that they was in a very tough division. Right. Don't get me wrong, the Chargers doesn't win as many games as KC does, but the Chargers is a force to be reckoned with. That's a team that's hard to beat. I have watched them play. They're a team that's hard to beat. And I like the Chargers. I like the Chargers. So you're already in a damn division with with Kansas City, and you also got to fight with the Chargers, who refuse to go down easily. So exactly, I understand that. Yeah, it's very tough. It isn't as tough as it is for a lot of other quarterbacks out there. Like I feel like when you really and truly looked at the NFC South, Tom Brady didn't have it tough. Look at the situations he had to face. All other 3 teams in his division was trying to find a way to win. Right. But over there in the Raiders division, they already have a team that's solid enough to give themselves 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. So that's what I'm saying. It's tough. Hopefully Derek Carr can bring the Saints one. Right. I'm hungry for one. As you can see I got the original Saints ring. I got this made a while ago. It's solid silver though. I didn't get the gold. Couldn't afford the gold. So I got me a Super Bowl ring made from the Saints, the world champions, you know, and I want to get another one made. I want to also get one made for the Pelicans as well one day. So hopefully I can have a fistful of rings. That's my goal. for these teams because pretty soon I'm going to get the three from LSU, right? So when I do that, I'm gonna do one, two, three. I need a Pelicans ring and I need another Sing Super Bowl. So I could have a fistful of rings. I'm gonna be looking like Thanos with six Infinity Stones. That's what I'm trying to get like. I want the Saints and the Pelicans to win a damn championship because it is time for them to do so. The only way the Saints are going to get there if they start making the moves that other teams has made in the past. The Los Angeles Rams, what they did, they gave a fuck them picks. Fuck them picks. Everybody, they was criticizing them. I don't think the Rams did anything wrong. They did something out the box and they got the reward for it. It is time for the Saints to start falling out that outliner of what they have been doing in the last few years. Sign Derek Carr, pay him his money, and hope that you get the best out of that situation. That's right. R4L say, I think Saints D is maybe top 15. What do you think? Sorry for my bad English. It's all good. It's all good. Well, actually, the Saints defense is top 10. That's right. It was top 10 last year. They was top 10 because the second half of the season, the Saints rarely allow someone to score over 15 or 16 points. So that's what Derek Carr is about to inherit right there. Derek Carr is about to inherit a defense that is tough to score on. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So he can do something good with that. Right. We was top 10. We was top 10 R4L. We was top 10 last year. Let me see. I can look it up for you right now. Yeah, we was handling our business. Yeah, we just ain't make it to the playoff. Yeah, we'd have made it to the playoff. We'd have been good. Hey man, with scoring defense, we was top 10 scoring defense. Let me get that together. Scoring defense, which is what matters. That matters, the scoring defense, because with a quarterback like Derek Carr, you can score more points than the opposing team if your defense could hold that opposing team to about 17 points. I think Carr is good for three to four touchdowns a game. That's right. I think out of the 15 or so possessions that you might get in an NFL game, I think Carr can give us 3 to 4 touchdowns a game. I believe this guy can allow our offense to average about 30 points a game. And if you do that, you're gonna win a whole lot more. That's what people don't know. You don't need the greatest defense of all time to win a Super Bowl. You need a defense to show up when it matters. And that's when it matters when it comes down to the scoring defense. And Saints got that. Damn, R4L say Raiders never had a top 20. Yeah, see, and that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous, which is why I don't understand why they let him go. You got to get that together. You can't sit up here and think it's just the quarterback when your defense can't stop a nosebleed. Can't stop a nosebleed. You can't stop his nose from bleeding. And you're gonna sit up here and want the quarterback to go away. So the Raiders has never had a top 20 defense, whereas the Saints have been floating around top 10 for like the last 4 to 5 years. So that's the team he's about to go to right now. I saw Stephen A. Smith say that he doesn't like this deal for the Saints. How? How? Because you're looking at it at face value. You think that this is a bum signing? No, this is a tide changing moment for an organization. They're signing a quarterback that can put points on the board, and they're putting him with a defense that could stop the opposing team from putting points on the board. That's what I'm talking about. That is what's about to happen right now. So I like this. I like this. Like I said, I know people with the Jameis Winston thing, they're gonna be upset, but hey, it is what it is at this moment. It is what it is. It is what it is. So right now, the Saints are about to roll it. Robert Campbell said, I love it. Right, Robert? How could you not love it? How could you not love it? You didn't went from pretender to contender, right? Right, overnight. You went from pretender to contender overnight. D Carr is top 14 quarterback. Good signing. That's Jet Max 99. That's what I'm talking about. You about to put a top 14 quarterback, a top 10 scoring defense. The results of that is really good. Look what he did with Rich when fired Chucky. Randy Major say, I love the sign, and DC is a perfect fit. Right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, you guys do me a favor now. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button. And just remember, this is a secondary channel. I have a main channel called the 4KO. I review movies. I talk about trailer reactions. I do all kind of other stuff. I got the link in the description below. You can go over there and check out that content as well. And if you like it, go ahead on and hit the subscribe button over there too. That's right. But I'm glad you guys showed up tonight. I don't know if you know it or not, but what I like to do when I do my live streams, I like to communicate with people. So if you go up to the very top of the chat bar right there, you will see the StreamYard link, and anybody can join in and talk and give their 2 cents. That's how your boy will do it. I always have my live streams open. I never close them all because I like to hear opinion. That's what I like. Randy Major said, now I wonder where will we go draft wise. See, I was just talking about that, Randy. Listen, I'm thinking you're going to either go two ways. You're going to either draft a running back, but I'm thinking now most likely you're going to get a defensive end because at this very moment, you got to hold there because you're not bringing back Marcus Davenport. You got a quarterback now. You don't need to use your draft pick for a quarterback. You need to use that draft pick for a defensive end. You got enough wide receivers. You don't need no more arsenal there, but you need to get yourself a defensive end because Marcus Davenport is out the door, and you also got Cameron Jordan who's aging. Unless you go get you a fire defensive end in the off season in free agency. But right now, anything that you can sign in free agency is just be the icing on the cake, right? Because you won free agency. You have won free agency. You have got the #1 prospect on the list in the quarterback position. You have won that. So anything else is just the icing on the cake. The cake made already. Now, if you want to, you could put some cherries and all that on top of it by giving yourself a dominant defensive end. If you ask me, I think the Saints also need to bring in Ndamukong Suh. That's right. Draft your defensive end, bring in Sue, give Cameron Jordan a little help, get yourself a running back like in that 5th round or so. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. I think that it will work. I think that it would work. John Max 99 said he's never hurt. Give up no picks is key. Right, because remember we was about to trade for this dude and give up some picks. Now we got him signed. We got him signed. We got him signed. Yep. See, now look, Randy just made a good point. You might say Carr is a top 12 or 15 quarterback in the league, but coming down to the conference, he is definitely top 5. He's definitely, because at this very moment, I think he's better than Aaron Rodgers, right? I think he's better than Aaron Rodgers. I think he's better than Geno Smith. I think he's better than those guys, right? So right now, at this very moment, you have the top 5 quarterback in your conference. You have a very good chance to bring this thing home next year. Plain and simple. Oh, yeah. Look, J-Max said he's top in the division now. Hey, man, look. Did you hear J-Max about the quarterbacks in the division? Look at this here. Let me pull up my phone. You got Matt Carroll for the Panthers. You got Desmond Ritter, how you say his name, for the Falcons. And you got Kyle Trask for Tampa Bay. Come on, man. We ought to win this whole division. Straight up. 6 times in Las Vegas now I have to visit the Saints. Yeah, man, you got to come down here. Come on down here. We have some fun, and we're very open arms. We're very open people when it comes down here to be in New Orleans. Ryder Sheep said, just subscribe, big bro. I'm going to keep up with you through the season. Even though it doesn't end well with Derek Carr and my Raiders, he's still my quarterback for 9 years. Got to get back to work. Thank you, Ryder Sheep. Appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate that. I know I ain't going to keep you guys too long because, see, I like to have fun. And I got some things to do. I've been to talk the hole in your head for the next hour and a half. That's why sometimes I just have to make sure I put a cap on how much I want to talk about this, But I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. I really do. I appreciate it. I really do. Make sure you tune in tomorrow because we're going to be talking about the Pelicans. That's right. We got to talk about the Pelicans. They better win tonight. They better win tonight. My Pelicans like 1-5 in their last 6 games. And right now is not the good time to start going on a losing streak. You gonna wait till after the damn Saints season over with to start losing. Come on, man. You was winning all through goddamn October, November, and then December came around, and then January came around, and some you don't even look like the same team. They need to get it together. They need to get it together. So I'm gonna get on and get out here, you guys. I appreciate you all stopping by. Just remember, for every live stream, it's always open. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Oh my God, all 4L in Germany is 2310. Jesus Christ. Ooh, I'm glad you up with me right now, boy. But yeah, make sure you guys also check out my main channel called the 4KO. I'll leave a link in the description below. But in the comments below, please let me know, what do you think about the Saints signing quarterback Derek Carr? Let me know in the comments below. And always remember, you guys, let the bon ton roulette. If you don't know what that means let the good times roll.